The Wrestling Mayhem Show. Since 2006, the pioneer in pro wrestling podcasting.
This show is brought to you by IndieWrestling.us and IndieWrestling.network for your independent wrestling entertainment. Slice on Broadway, supporting Pittsburgh podcasting with the perfect pepperoni pizza.
Just wait, just wait, just wait, just wait, just wait. Wait for the perfect time, then attack. Don't give up what you want, take it back. Wait for the perfect time, then attack. Do what you have to do, make it last. Wait for the perfect.
It is the Wrestling Mayhem Show, episode 933. Tuesdays, we've been talking professionalized wrestling. I'm Mike Sorg at Sorgatron on the social medias. And with me on the line is the Riz.
No nickname at all, Sorg?
No, I don't have a nickname for you.
Yeah, it's kind of...
The Riz? I mean, you're already a Riz.
It's
I'm
true.
getting messed with because I just caught up with the latest season of Halo.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe one of the Spartans is named Riz.
I'm
That is true.
Yes. Yes.
I religiously play the game and read the books and everything.
That's right. You know the lore. I'm adjacent to. I've played all the games, but I'm still don't know anybody else's name.
Look,
that is Christian Noir.
That is me.
The and as far as the geek cred, formerly you were the Swole Mandalorian on the show several years ago. Remember those days?
Oh yeah, when I was slutting out on the internet.
Yeah, that's right. The Mandalorian thirst traps we were talking about.
Yeah, back when I had no self-respect and I was slinging wiener on on TikTok.
Well, you know what? You just heard about somebody who made like several $1 million from OnlyFans and is retiring. So there's an opportunity there.
There is. I mean, but it kills me. It's an oversaturated market. Like I could get into the whole
for Mando cosplay situation. I feel like there's always more that want that.
There is, but what kills me, like I said, it's there's only but so much wiener you could show before it kind of gets boring.
Okay. I don't. Maybe you need to diverge into feet.
Yeah, you're right. Feet. I could spread my butt cheeks.
Well, and that's exactly. Welcome Tina to the chat, by the way. It's a wonderful timing as always. No, hey, we yelled hole in the chat room. Hola. I'm sorry, I misread it.
You said hola?
Hola.
Oh, sorry, you're getting nasty.
I was gonna say, you said whole, Sorg?
No, that's you, Riz. Anyways, oh my god. No, we run into each other the last 2 weeks, and I realized we haven't bullshitted for so long, and I'm like, hey, come on, it's spooky season as it is.
Yeah.
I knew you'd come in costume / yourself.
Exactly. No other way I could be. I can't let people see my real face.
No, exactly. So,
absolutely not.
That's not the weirdest thing around here in this neighborhood, that's for sure. It was like, hey, you're early for Day of the Dead.
Hey, the Hispanics across the street love me.
Yeah, that's right.
I just look, I'm like, hola, senor. But like, hey. It's okay, I'm part Cuban. I could get away with this.
There you go. Absolutely. So, but anyways, hey, the Latin assassins from this neighborhood. Operated in this. I think it may still be that. I don't know. Last I knew, he was at the barbershop down the street. So, anyways, it's the Wrestling Mayhem Show. We're gonna talk some sort of wrestling. I don't know, man. It's. I'm coming off like a week of being sick and everything. So we're just kind of rolling with things right now. I did watch way too much wrestling in a fog over the weekend. And Halloween Havoc, which is one of the favorite pay-per-view concepts. I think this is the first time it hasn't been like a special for NXT during the week, and I guess we're not doing that on the CW anymore. So they actually had a proper PLE. I love the idea, by the way, and I wish I would have thought about this earlier for planning process, because they had NXT's Halloween Havoc and Raw at Hershey over the last couple of days. And the idea of being able to go to Hershey, go to looks like they have some kind of Halloween nights at Hershey Park, and then go to 2 nights of wrestling in Hershey. Like what is that, 3 hours away from where we are right now?
Just about.
That sounds like a good weekend for a fan.
Oh,
actually.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Right? So, I mean, I feel like we had a missed opportunity there as fans to go do that. But I just appreciated it so much because, WWE always has to do this walk-in. Everybody's walking with their bags in the parking lot and everything, right?
Yeah.
They did it for Halloween Havoc. but they did it like in that, and if anybody has been to Hershey, like there's the park and there's the chocolate land where you have the ride with the singing cows, and then like the and there's a stadium there, and I filmed some high school championship football there ages ago, so that's all right there. The stadium is actually way across the parking lot, but you're seeing Ethan Page and they're seeing these other people walk across in front of, like, walking out of Chocolate Land and all this stuff with their bags, like that's not the train station, guys. And it's like, so did they just like go to Chocolate Land with their suitcase and now they have to walk across the parking lot? That doesn't seem very sound here, right? So I love they kind of played with that a little bit, so I had a little bit of fun having visited there recently. So but no, Halloween Havoc's one of the favorites, but I felt like it was really missing, like what Gigi Dolan was like the pre-video host. Like there was no like show host like there's been in the past. Like Shotzi's been a part of it the last several years, and I thought it was really kind of made something like that. And I feel like there was just a touch that was missing. They spun the wheel over several weeks leading up to the show, and everything it just felt like it was missing to some extent there, being a bigger production like this.
Yeah, it definitely felt like, because normally it's either I'll watch it or if I don't watch it, I'll come back and watch it later on. But like, I just didn't feel the need to like. I mean, I caught a big chunk of the highlights, but like, I just didn't feel that need where I was like, oh, I should definitely like go out my way and watch this. I'm not, and that's not like a detriment to the show, but like you said, it feels like it's it follows the same stuff every year, without really changing anything or adding anything. So it's like. You're just like, oh, just another Halloween Havoc, and just keep it chugging.
It was weird that Raw didn't have any Halloween features this year or anything like that.
I think that was more like the Vince era. That was all like that.
Maybe that was. It was like, I
Yeah.
felt like we should do a holiday trick or treat episode or something, right? Nothing was landing on Halloween. I think they had a casket match for the women to start off NXT, so it felt like Halloween Havoc kind of extended until Tuesday this year. For them. And it's just like, I appreciate they have it. I appreciate they're keeping the theme. They're keeping the spirit. I think No Mercy might be coming back again. I like that they're bringing these old brands back for NXT to kind of like play with a little bit, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, right. It was kind of like, I forgot about it. I went and watched Venom, which I enjoyed. Probably more than the pay-per-view, honestly. So, and like the next day I'm like, oh no, there was a show last night. I watched that last night instead of Raw. A breezy 2-hour and 18-minute show, by the way. So it wasn't like it was a big dedication to anything like that, which has been nice to see too.
Yeah.
So, Riz, like, did anything? What stuck out for you there for the Halloween Havocs?
I did enjoy like one weird like match, and that was the ambulance match between Holland and Chase. Like that was fun, because I didn't really think Andre Chase is his gimmick is great. Like the teacher gimmick thing is, I love it. But like, I wouldn't think he would stand a chance against Rich Holland, but it was really good. Now they're setting up something between Rich Holland and a returning legend of Bubba Ray Dudley, which is a weird kind of mix, but
which is I smell, again, not seeing NXT tonight, I smell them setting up a tag team match for the ECW Arena show next Wednesday, which they are stacking up against AEW Dynamite that is also in Philadelphia on the same night. And they're going to be at I believe it's the Laconia Center, on one of the campus. I think it's Temple University, on the north side of Philly, and that's where the Ring of Honor pay-per-view was, Supercard of Honor WrestleMania weekend. So it's a bigger venue and everything like that. So I don't, you're only going to put like 1,000 people in the ECW arena, and I don't know how much of a chunk that takes out of AEW at that point. So,
but I would say, like, if you do get 1,000 people in there, standing room, and if it can but if it could bring that energy, like you're never going to match old school ECW.
No,
like,
no,
Death
no, no,
Warrior.
no, 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 no,
But if
no,
you do-
and not with this crop of NXT guys or anything like that.
Oh,
but
absolutely
yeah,
not.
yeah. But you're bringing in Bubba. You're probably bringing in whatever. RVD probably going
Rob,
to show
yeah,
up.
Van,
you know.
Van Dam's going to be there.
Yeah, he's on a Legends contract at this point, right? So,
Oh, yeah.
I mean, just any of that's going to bring people in from like the tri-state area, for
Oh, yeah.
sure.
And if not, the Philly fans will just show up just to boo the show.
Yeah, absolutely. Like
You'll just see a bunch of people just leave.
yeah,
To
Yup.
go to the other show.
who knows at that point, right?
I mean, what do you do if at that point, if like you just have like a bunch of people just like leave and like half the odd, and it's like not even like, and it's hard cam side, and like what do you do?
I want to see what they do there because, I've been at ECW arena a couple of times and they have their own like all those video screens and stuff. That's all in house. So do they just use that, or they're going to bring their own? Like I was trying to rack my brain on whether WWE's ever done a show from that arena. I think when they did new ECW, they did some house shows from there, but I don't know if they ever broadcast from the venue. If any of our trusty researchers are out there in the chat room here live here on Tuesday night, please let us know if you can find anything from that. But yeah, I'm trying to like. I remember they did a house show in Wash River Ice Gardens here in town. Back in the day, and I heard how poorly organized that was and everything, and people sneaking in and stuff like that pretty easily. So obviously this is where it's Philadelphia, we can do this kind of thing, and we're on a Wednesday night anyways. So why not make this more interesting? So people are like, oh, WWE's really kind of poking the bear, it really kind of like throwing shade at AEW all the time. Supposedly they're putting out these fake ratings and whatever. That's a little shady, but like, hey, let's do like an ECW show in the same night in the same town.
Yeah.
Like, I find this exciting. This is competition at this point, right?
Oh, for sure, without a doubt. And I think it's great because like, now WWE has something to compete against. I mean, even though sometimes they won't. Some people say they don't recognize them as competition, but at this point, you kind of got to. Like, you have no choice in this.
You have to acknowledge them at some point, right?
Yeah.
And it could be friendly competition. It is still something that is going to draw fans. It's still competition for fans. It's still fighting for fans. Obviously, you're the big one. You're the in this, and the poke at some of this. You do seem like the bully. But this is just kind of how wrestling goes, These guys aren't gonna. They're competitors. They're like it's like you're not gonna see Pepsi and Coke shaking hands.
Oh yeah, never.
Yeah.
No.
So
I think it's crazy. I think one of the things too, like when AEW first started coming around, and correct me if I'm wrong, AEW was throwing. Like WWE just let it be, but AEW just kept throwing shot after shot after shot after shot, and WWE just like, look, we're not going to say anything back, whatever.
Yeah.
And then AEW kept going, and then WWE throws a shot back, and now AEW was like, oh, do you believe they're talking about us? It's like you guys initiated it,
yeah.
and now that you're dealing with,
You can't take it now that like they have some ammunition and they're doing like the best business ever in their history.
Yeah.
Like and we can acknowledge WWE is better because AEW exists. But I think a lot of what we see now, other than the shakeups, but like I think there's a lot of vibes. I don't think you see Motor City Machine Guns in the vein that we have in those last 2 weeks without AEW being a thing, and there being competition for high level talent like that.
Oh,
right?
absolutely.
The TNA thing doesn't happen if AEW did it first.
No.
At all.
Or yeah, go ahead.
I will say the TNA WWE relationship is way better than the AEW TNA relationship.
Yeah, I heard there was, and I keep hearing about like we always heard things about like maybe NWA and AEW were tough partners because they had a lot of ladies come in for the Empower show in 1 year. You had NWA champions that were popping up on AEW early on. AAA was in a relationship. Now it's CMLL and AAA's in league with TNA. New Japan's always been a constant thing with AEW pretty much since the inception, I think, right?
Yeah.
So there's a lot of this cross thing. So there's like these allied partners kind of aligning here across these companies, which is really interesting to see. But again, if that brings up, like hearing Michael Cole talk about the Impact TNA Tag Team Championship every week is great, and just
absolutely.
again, this elevates it. Like TNA's not competition, but TNA's a great feeder. And I think that's
Right.
it, like that's where WWE's at with stuff. They're looking for just like where are the next people coming from, because that performance center kind of had a couple rough years.
It does.
Mhm.
And like nothing against the performance center, but like you're bringing people in from like college and all that, college athletes, and these are guys who probably don't know a lick about wrestling and just told that, oh, just come wrestle, and they get into it. Now they're on TV and whatever. Versus like you could get guys who are on the indies have a understanding, a love, a passion for this. Because even I'm told down there, it's just like the indies down there.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah. But because even now with the WWE, because I'm pretty sure you heard about the new ID thing they got.
Yes, I want to touch that here in a moment here, of course. But first, let's give a quick shout out to our friends that are supporting us on Patreon, patreon.com/Wrestling Mayhem Show. And everybody that does put in a couple of shekels for us to keep the show going here from month to month, including our friends at the fan show level, Bo Diggity! Woo! As well as Team Hammer Fist. Hammer Fist, I'm coming your way this weekend. Let's have a message about that. And Tupac family, as well as Bubba Brewer of the great APWF and the Triple B podcast experience. Bubba, when am I getting on your show? And of course, Jason French at the Poppy Club level, Dave Prof Pop Ponner and Ratson and Trenchcoat Tony Kincaid, and at the Pizza Club level, The Riz, as well as at the manager level, Bradley.
Keep it back up. Keep it back up, Sorg.
What?
Keep it back up.
Wait,
Keep it back up. Keep it back. There we go.
Bradley. Oh, I have one for Bradley too. Hold on a second. I got one to show you for Bradley. Bradley is so persistent in my life, Riz, that I was doing some stuff, playing with my phone, doing some stuff for kind of awesome cast and stuff like that, and and I update my phone and it says
I shouldn't be blocking this logo right here. Just want to point that out there.
Which logo right there? Oh, VCW, that one right there.
Our logo, Sorg.
Oh no, where's it at? Now I can't get it to come up. There is a thing. Oh no, I took a picture of it. That's right. Though there's a thing on the new Apple where on the new iPhone where it'll suggest pictures for you to have for your from your screen and everything like that. One, I don't know why I have this picture, but apparently Bradley wants to be part of my home page. Look at that picture of Bradley.
What is that picture?
It's all business Bradley, and there's Jim from Fishing Without Bait. A few of the wrestlers you may know have been a part of that.
You should use that, Sorg.
But yeah, that should just be the that's gonna be Bradley's picture from now on. Look at that wonderful cutout and a black and white thing going on there.
Wait, you don't like this picture of Bradley, Sorg?
Hold on. What? Oh, that one there. Oh, well,
you don't like this one here?
Well, that's okay. Riz, you also made the cut. We have a couple right here. Hold on. Here you go. There you are. I don't know what you're pointing at here.
No, that was shoot. What was that?
I don't know what you're doing. And then Katie's in there too for some reason. It's doing like a screen cut kind of situation. So that was my awesome cast crossover for you guys. Hey, you guys can share the show. You guys can support the show and maybe be part of my wallpaper for all we know at patreon.com/Wrestling Mayhem Show.
This shot just looks like Bradley's having a rough time over here.
Yeah, or the best time.
I'm not gonna judge.
I'm not gonna judge.
I'll judge. I'll judge anybody negatively, no problem, without a second thought.
Nope. Yep. That's why you're here. So you mentioned there's a new initiative with WWE. It was announced today.
Yes.
As the new, what was it? The ID program, Independent Development Program.
Yes. I woke up and I just saw it on my Facebook feed for a second. Then I was like, I'll deal with this later, and went right back to sleep. Wake up and saw it again. I was like, okay, maybe I should actually read what this has to say, because people won't stop sharing it, and if I see it on my feed one more time, I'm going to lose my mind. So apparently WWE has an app that independent wrestlers can sign up on, and I'm trying to paraphrase because, like I said, I was half asleep reading this thing.
We'll pull it up here in a second.
Yeah. Well, independent wrestlers can sign up, And it's weird. I think they say it's like an NIL deal where they can like support you, give you money for stuff.
Yeah, I saw like there you could get like funding or something like that.
Yep, for your
part of this.
Yep, you get
for
funding.
prospects and wrestling schools.
Yeah. So I mean, so they're starting with partners, and if you look at the list, it makes sense. Cody Rhodes, Nightmare Factory, Seth Rollins, Black and the Brave. School, which by the way, like I walked past it, it already has a Performance Center ring, so having a WWE logo, I don't know how much that helps with it. Let's see, Booker T's Reality of Wrestling. So you're noticing a trend here. You have Nox Pro, which is Rikishi's promotion out in. We actually got to see some of that when we were traveling a couple years ago. And was it Elite Pro Wrestling up in Concord, New Hampshire? That was the only one that confused me. I looked it up. I didn't see any direct WWE connections, but I see that at least one of the trainers had connections with like Dragon Gate Evolve, which has been purchased with. Gabe Sapolsky being part of WWE and everything like that now, so that kind of makes sense. It seems like it's still in the loop, So I think this is like if people are like, oh, is my local wrestling I've already seen conversation. Oh, I don't know if our local so and so is going to be a part of this, and I'm just like, I feel like it's only going to be
certain places. Yeah,
vetted people. You could see the Dudley Boys School becoming part of this. Maybe Kurt Hawkins, creative wrestler, could be part of this eventually as a guy that And honestly, like all these guys already are part of the funnel because they're like, hey, bring my person in here. You don't think Booker T saying here, sign this guy, and stuff like that. Like they all have an in already. They're just kind of more officializing that relationship, it feels.
Yeah, because now it looks like kind of like how NCAA has their kind of stats up with like the players. Because now when I was reading, it was like, you can keep track, because even fans can download it to keep track of like your favorite independent wrestlers, and I guess wrestlers can like get like they'll give them like, hey, there's this seminar, or hey, here's this tryout, or hey, here's this workout, or hey, we're gonna give you an offer to go to this school for like X amount of months or X amount of weeks and all that stuff, and I guess like depending on like your progress within it. You, I guess, move up, if I was reading it right, you move up tiers in a sense. And it kind of keeps track of you like that. Like, it's like, this is a lower person, higher person. So it kind of like gives you like a tracker of like, okay, independent, here's your here's your NIL deal, here's camps and all that stuff you can go to. Because, like, I'm seeing all over my feed before I read it, everyone's like, everyone should be signing up for this, everyone should be signing up for, because, like, I'm reading that, I'm like, okay, let me actually, because, you're going to have 10,000 wrestlers telling everyone you need to sign up for it. And I'm just like, let me actually read before, people download it. Like, read it before you download. Yeah.
So, and the part about the app and the sign up and everything, I actually hadn't read that far into it. And the first person I saw this from was Ricardo Rodriguez, a former WWE guy who has a school, I believe, out in Lancaster, if I'm not mistaken. They're actually doing a show here in January. With his promotion that escapes my brain in the moment. But yeah, it's talking about this. It's talking about how, you say NIL deals and things like that. Existing talent at select institutions with enhanced developmental opportunities. I think you'll start seeing faces from these schools that are not officially, kind of like how you will randomly see people from CMLL and things in AEW. Like we just saw like Viva Van from New Japan and CMLL pop up against Anna Jay on Collision, for instance, right?
Yep.
I think you'll see, hey, here's so-and-so coming up from, maybe we'll see Promise Braxton from Reality of Wrestling popping up that we both know.
I swear that woman should be signed by now. She is all too good. I mean, I'm not saying it just because she's my friend, but my God.
I saw her for the first time in a while doing Ashe over the summer, and my God, light years beyond last time I saw her. It's amazing what she's been doing, and it's one thing seeing them in the feed and what's going on, but like seeing them perform in person is just a whole other thing.
Yeah, because a couple months back, her and Gigi came back from Japan. They did their Japanese tour. She brought back so much knowledge, and now it's just a different mindset on like wrestling, and a good mindset, don't get me wrong, but now she's seeing how it is overseas.
It's that everything clicked, right? It's that thing. Like I think every wrestler gets to that point where it's just like everything falls into the place, and what do they say? They've evolved, they've developed, they've everything's settled into what the true form, if you will.
Absolutely. Like I said, I'm not saying that because she's my friend, she's my best friend in the world. Like, but Promise Braxton. The world needs to see her. The world needs to give her a chance. Because I guarantee one match, I would put my soul on the line. If you put her in a WWE ring with any woman, that's going to be a fantastic match.
So I'm looking more into this. Let's see if there's anything else that's going into this process from the press release here, from what I saw. Because the biggest thing, like my biggest takeaways, was looking at those promotions that are a part of this and everything like that. I mean, that's still going to be, and we talked about, like, that whole performance center can only do so much. It's one way to do things.
Yeah.
Allegedly, that might be moving to Vegas, as part of the TKO deal and everything like that, which means you're ready for more NXT at the Sphere. Like, don't tell me that's not freaking happening at some point.
Oh, without a doubt.
I think it's Mania weekend. We're going to see something
Mania.
at the Sphere, right?
Mania.
Like SmackDown at the Sphere. We're going to see maybe an NXT at the Sphere. Like, something is happening.
Mania
there.
at
I
the
cannot
Sphere.
imagine one dead man show at the Sphere. I don't know. Yeah, there's that too.
Just bring back the Thunderdome in the Sphere.
Absolutely.
There you go. Oh my God! Could you imagine if they had the Sphere in the Thunderdome days? Jeez.
Maybe WCW went out of business.
If they had the Sphere to fuck with.
Probably.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
They would just put NWO right on the outside, and never mind. It would just go right back down the drain.
Again, from the official line, development journey providing financial opportunity and assisting with training, mentorship, and development, including access to world-class facilities, best-in-class ring training. I think just everybody gets like a Planet Fitness pass to the Performance Center.
That's what it,
You know what I mean?
Yep.
What's that, Riz?
That's what it feels like.
It's just like hey, everybody, if you're on a
like, how
certain
many
rung,
people-
if you're
like,
Booker T approved and got the stamp, and you want to, everybody gets in a car to Orlando and can have a camp weekend or something with with the trainers and facilities there. It makes a lot of sense, right?
Yep.
Like how many people are going to be in there? Is this going to be like an open door policy, or is it just going to be?
I think there might be like a separate line, but you get
There's gonna be a separate thing. Like it's gonna be like, hey, Reality Pros guys are coming up this weekend. Clean your lockers.
but
or whatever.
someone's gonna. I hope no one does, but I hope someone's going to jack it up, because someone's going to take a picture with everything in sight, and they'll be like, WWE's looking at me. Da 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 da. I'm gonna get signed, and WWE's gonna be like, bro, we invited you up. You need to relax.
I think that doesn't already happen with like the training camps and everything like that. Wasn't there just a training camp I saw some people were hitting up, had an opportunity, and like there's a tryout day that was happening or something, right?
I think so.
So, which I feel like they haven't had one of those for a while at this point. So
Yeah, I think that's when they do all their like tour, like when they do like their big tours, they do like that big like tryout and all that.
I remember them having signups for it when the last time we were there for NXT at the Arnold. They were doing they had a tryout table for people, and I think like before or after like the event that they held, like they did a in-ring tryout with a lot of people at the Arnold. So and hey, you want to look for people with the look, is the Arnold, right?
That is
you want
true.
that WWE look. I mean, they're all working on it basically.
Absolutely.
So, but yeah, it's interesting, and it's good to see they're making a variety of this thing, But can I stay on TKO for a moment? Because I feel like this needs to be part of this now. TKO, of course, owns both WWE and UFC, also looking to take the national touring bull riding competition.
Hell yeah.
And absorbing them pending approval. So are you ready for the crossovers now, guys?
Bull riding. Hey, where's Cowpoke when you need him?
Yeah.
Cowpoke is ready made for this entire thing now, right? So, yeah, that's, I've actually never been on the WWE recruiting page. It's about now it's this. We're going to get a takedown because it's completely footage. But Performance Center thing, there's a pretty hot Performance Center website they got put together here. So, I mean, you're seeing that spread out. Obviously, I think there's some they're having some kind of satellite Performance Center. I thought as part of all that stuff they're putting in Saudi Arabia. For years they've been talking about doing the versions of this. Maybe in the UK and things, which I think got put on hold for a lot of reasons, including COVID, probably. Yeah. They've always talked about, hey, we're gonna have one in China, we're gonna have one in Japan, we're gonna have this kind of thing, like that full expansion. So,
yeah.
But yeah, we'll see what develops out of it. I think it's maybe something became untenable when they just determined how the UK one went, for all we know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think someone told me that they would bring it back like kind of after COVID, because COVID put like a hole in everything.
Oh, absolutely.
But I think like once they got everyone, all the ones they wanted over to,
they did kind of fleece the entire European market, didn't they?
They did. They fleeced the entire UK. And look, it is what it is. They got their people, and they're just like, okay, we'll bring it back eventually. But they're gonna.
I can't get mad at that, because anytime you take a lot of the talent out of the room, you know, AEW snatched up how much independent talent. Now look at who's rising up. You know, like I think there's a lot of opportunity there. You know, even what's happening with, say, an NWA, and seeing the faces that are getting opportunities there, be it the a PB or Spencer Slade or all those guys, right? You know, a lot of people we know are getting like looks now that weren't before. You know, like the talent will fill in, and then create new talent and new opportunities. So I welcome the big guys plucking all these guys and they're taking their shots. You know, at that point, you know,
absolutely.
And if somebody, if a wrestler gets a good paycheck for a while, fucking God bless them.
Absolutely.
Especially in this business, right? So, anyways, so we'll see how that develops, and I'm really curious to see what that. I think you're going to see, much like you saw like TNA talent popping up, or you're going to see Black and Brave. You're going to see reality wrestling people pop up, and Booker T crying at ringside. So, and putting them over and stuff like that, you know. I think it's the first thing you're going to see is a reality wrestling person on Tuesday night on NXT.
Most likely.
Right? I mean, it just makes so much sense for that kind of stuff there, too.
Because anytime I go down like to Houston, I go visit Promise.
Yeah.
Like, she'll always, she's always working a show.
Yeah.
And it's either, I'm like, I'd rather just be in a crowd, but she'll bamboozle me and get me in a ring crew, and I'm like, I don't want to.
You're like me. There's a certain show in the area where it's like, I'm gonna buy a ticket. I want to be a fan. I don't want to just be in the way. And then finally they talked me into helping. I was like, okay, here we go. I'm part of it. Here we go.
And the crazy part was, I didn't even sign up for ring crew, because I was like, I'm just here on vacation. I'm just on vacation. I'm just kind of standing there. She just walks off, goes to like her locker.
This is that one time with Booker T you told me about.
Yeah, I'm still mad about that, because like I'm just kind of standing there in the lobby.
You're still at your Booker T moment.
Man, look, Booker T cared
Did we
about
tell
me.
that on the show? I can't remember if we did.
I don't think
on the
we
show.
did.
Dude, are you down with telling on the show?
I'm down with telling.
All right, hold on. I'll tell you what, real quick. Let's take a quick break here and give a shout out. A lot of stuff going on. Hey, you can see Christian the last couple of weeks on the live streams over at indiewrestling.us. You were part of both the 880 show, the debut at Penn Brewery, as well as APWF this past weekend, where you may or may not have upset people at ringside.
I'll do it again.
I love you.
Wait,
you versus
people at ringside.
You versus the gang of kids, the birthday party again. Why is there always a birthday party at this show? First of all,
yo, those kids are reckless. They called me actually like words that you can't say, and like they're like, "Keep it clean, War." I'm like, "All right, I'll keep it clean." Kids are calling me the P word and all these other stuff. I'm like, "Yo, Jesus!" Like kids, and one kid like pushed me. I'm like,
I saw the push, and I'm like, "Oh no!"
And I was like, "Yo, I should smack the shit out this kid." And I'm like, I can't. I gotta work some more heat.
Man, that's great. Like there were great moments with those kids. It was great, like when the Brotherhood went out there and Tad went out there and stuff, and they just got enveloped by these like kids. It was like, to me, it was like the beginning of Hulk Hogan's Rockin' Wrestling, where all the fans come up on him and stuff, and that big shot from. I got to do that a couple of times, on a small independent wrestling scale. So, I definitely, it was a lot of fun to play with on stuff like that. So, IndieWrestling.us, a lot of fun stuff happening there. Halloween night, Thursday night fights is happening this week. Erica Lee and Billy Dixon are going to be a part of that against Dana Desire. It's going to be part of the tag tournament, tag championship tournament, #1 contenders. So keep an eye out for that as well. A lot of good stuff happening there. And of course, all the friends, our friends at Neo Pro, they just had a show. I'm sure we'll be seeing that on there in the near future, the next couple of weeks, as well as Victory Championship Wrestling, the back catalog there. And then they're on a little bit of a hiatus now. But we'll be back with them in February with new shows with that. They are doing a spot show at the Trophy Club this weekend, so I encourage you to go. It's going to be a good time. But the only place to see that is probably in person at this point. And Prospect Pro Wrestling, when they return here in 2025, I know somebody was really kind of missing the touch of 2PW today on social media. So that was a fun thing to get in my message, and to see what Apple AI interprets it and summarizes it as. So that was entertaining. Of course, our friends at RWA that have been doing some great stuff. I had a chat with my intern today about RWA and what they think of it. Our intern in Tennessee, David, that's been helping us out a little bit. So with some of those clips that have been going up. So this is his window into independent professional wrestling, and it's been really enlightening for him. As well. So anyway, so you were down in Texas. You were on vacation. This was several years ago.
Yes. At
this point. And I remember you telling me this story. Again, this is probably off air. I don't think we did this on here. But you got roped into ring crew.
I got roped into ring crew. So I was down there with Promise, and I'm like, we're going to the show, and she's like, they always tell you bring your bag just in case. Just if anything. And I was like, I did it once because I was like, this is like completely out of state. I don't want to overstep a boundary. I don't want to upset anybody, whatever. Now Promise is like, I'm like, look, Promise, I'm not doing ring crew. I'm here on vacation. I don't want to wrestle. I'm like, da-da-da-da-da. She goes in the back, and I'm like, I'm not going to go in the back. And I'm kind of standing in the lobby, and I decide, okay, I'm going to go walk across the street to this, because Booker T at that time, I'm not sure. So he has his own protein smoothie thing there. And I was like, I'm going to go there and get another smoothie.
Kind of like how Seth Rollins has a coffee shop right next door to his school.
Yeah, exactly. And then Booker T stuff is good. Shout out to Booker T and all that stuff. It's your stuff is really good. So I'm about to walk out, and they're doing a roster call for ring crew. It was of trainees and people who just volunteer. All I just hear is my real name, and I'm like, huh? They're like, you're a ring crew. And I was like, shit, they know of me. So I'm like, I don't know what to do or where to go or who to report to. And I'm like, I got Van Vizsla in the ring crew. And what made it worse was they were doing a show outside. So we had to deconstruct
We know how we love outside shows around here.
Yep. So the row has 3 rings, and they're all in one building. The training facility is in the back. So you have the show ring in the front and the 2 training rings in the back. We deconstructed the show ring, brought it outside, set up barricades, floor stuff, and some of the trainees were just kind of slacking. And I was tying the canvas together, and our referee was like, I was like, how do you guys tie it down here? He was like, we tie it like this. I was like, well, a pair of pistols we tied up, we want to do it your way. And the referee was giving me credit for hey, well, cool. Now it gets worse. The ring's set up outside because we're setting up cage. We took, I don't know, because they have a cage. We took the cage and set up on the outside of the doors. I don't know why we did that. Whatever. We had a ladder. It was dangerous. Now it's hurricane season. So we had Booker T's camper out there because it was running production. It starts pouring down raining. I am upset. I'm like, it is pouring down raining. It's terrible. So they're like, whoa. It was well, shit, we gotta move the show inside now. I'm like, yeah, no shit, you gotta move the show inside now. Set the tarp up. And so we deconstruct one of the rings from the back, put it in the front, and now we have to go outside and disconnect all the electric stuff. Some of the electric stuff is in puddles of water. So so it's a high chance you can get shocked. Everyone's just kind of standing there and stuff, and me and only 2 people are just unplugging stuff, risking dying for Booker T. Anything for you, Booker T. They're unplugging stuff, running it inside, getting all electricity, getting the fans okay, show's inside, all that. So at this point, I'm soaking wet. Because a lot of people were just kind of standing inside dry. A couple of trainers were slacking. So I'm upset. Probably almost got shocked. And I'm soaking wet. I'm upset. Promise is dry going over her match. Happy, not worrying about anything. And I'm standing in the lobby just I am so sad. I'm I did not come here to do this. Booker T walks past me. He's like, hey man, you all right? I was like, yeah. And he's like, no man, really, are you okay? And I'm like, man, it's just one of those days, Booker, man. He was like, thank you, I appreciate it. And I was like, if you only understood my pain. So while the show's going on, we deconstruct the ring, put everything inside, save it for another day, clean up, and then show's over. I'm still soaking wet. I'm upset because Booker T was like, fill up the crowd. Promise comes up to me with all of her friends. Hey, you enjoy the show? You have fun? I'm like, fuck you, don't talk to me. Like, I am so mad at you. While you were sitting there going over your match, having a great time, for the past, like, several hours, I have been miserable. But the good part was, after I left, apparently there's a guy down there, Kevin. He does like the booking with like Booker T and all that. Yeah, like they were doing a training. They were like during training, and they're like, we noticed a lot of you were fucking slacking, dragging ass, not doing what you're supposed to do. They're like, hey, did you notice there was that one guy with glasses and that? It was like, you know, he's a wrestler from Pittsburgh. You know, he just like, you know, he just came down here to watch the show. It was like, he was doing more ring crew than you guys were. It's like, he's not even from here. And his mom was telling me that. I'm like, that's right. That's right. You let them know. You let them know. It all made me mad. But it was cool. Like, you saw a lot of people, like, walking around. There was, like, this, a lot of the talent down there that you see.
Yeah.
Like, Brian Keith was down there. That was cool to see him.
Bounty Hunter.
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah, because he's a road kid.
Yeah.
And, like, see him, like, Promise, Gigi, the NWA Tag Champions, Danny B, and I forget
the
her.
country guys or no?
The girls.
The girls. Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah, they're down there.
Okay.
And
Okay.
Her partner, and it's like it's also like it was cool to see everybody. And
Yeah,
hang
yeah.
out with them. But yeah, that was my time at Row. I would come back, but I don't want to do ring.
You're afraid they're gonna make you do ring crew again?
That's why I'm actually afraid to go back. I'm like, I ain't trying to do ring crew.
Like, where's my contract?
Booker T, I'm gonna need a hot 20 and a pre-show match.
I need featured on your YouTube channel right now.
Absolutely.
For this stuff.
Absolutely. Give me 5 minutes.
What an experience there, man. I mean, I kind of go to show because I feel like you know, there's good trainers in the area that you know, I notice like you know, I've been really impressed obviously when I see Seth Rollins kids on shows, right? Like I thought, oh, where are you from? I was like, oh, I'm you know, Black and Brave and stuff. I'm like, oh, okay, you know, and they fucking deliver, right? You know, we see the same thing. We see people coming out of Preface and stuff from up in Cleveland and Exodus, you know. But you know, also the same. Like, if I work a show around one of you guys from a certain school, I can tell. You know, like it was like, oh, you're from this. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, you're from this. That's why you're good at this. You know, you're from this school. Oh, that's why you suck. You know, you know, like you like it comes out, you know, in a lot of cases there. So and that's really interesting to see there. And you got to see what you know, you got a good comparison compared to Pittsburgh of how it runs down there too.
Oh yeah, like Booker T runs like the trainees do not reflect. Like I guarantee it was just one of those days the trainees were just slacking. But but you know, other than that, like they run a tight ship down there. Like it is no joke. Like I've never seen someone like take accountability for like everybody. Like they have a list.
Yep.
So it was definitely a cool experience.
Yeah, here there's a lot of yelling a lot of times.
Oh yeah. It's a lot of yelling and just one trainee thinking that they're better than everybody else and trying to direct traffic. Me was like, dude.
Yeah, we've seen those. Yeah, we've all seen those. So, no, it was, you know, I'm always really fortunate because you know you know was set up as like, hey guys, I need some hands, and I got like 3 guys help me out. I usually get more people than I need. To be quite honest,
that's a good problem to have.
It's a good freaking problem to have. It's like, oh man, we only got 4 corners on this tent, but thank you. It's like, actually, no, 5th guy, you can crawl under there and click that thing because I don't understand how it works. You know, so like something like that, especially these outdoor shows. God, so no, that's really awesome. So. You know, we got to talk about real quick because obviously you were part of the 880 show, which had one of the coolest backdrops that I think I've ever seen. I was actually trying to we started talking about something else, but I was talking to Lexus I started to talk to Lexus here on Saturday, and I'm loving all the pictures coming out of it. And there's a picture of her in her hood with Matt Connard.
Yes.
And the caption that I felt like nobody was going to understand on Facebook was like, "You guys look like sexy Dark Lotus." I know you get what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I did it. I get it. I get it.
Because like, I'm just like, it's like if ICP and Twisted worked out, this is what they would look like in Dark Lotus.
100%.
So,
Without a doubt. And like, dude, the photos that came from that show were great. The backdrop was awesome. And like, I'll be real, seeing Connor and like Lexus kind of next to each other, because like it like both have that spooky vibe. It was money.
It was perfect. Like you said, that really kind of stuck out for me from that presentation. I'm trying to see if I can find the picture real quick, but of course I'm not going to be able to. But
Found a picture of my wife.
No, it was a lot of fun for that. I usually dread an outdoor show like that, but it was the payoff was tremendous for something like that.
Oh,
so,
absolutely.
yeah.
I love the entire show was great. The locker room was great. Sorg, you always do a fantastic job. Like,
thank you. That was a very tough day.
it was. I did. Yeah, I did hear about like all the troubles y'all had to go through and what happened. Like, I'll cut somebody next time. I'll take a life.
What are you doing Thursday night? Because that's the next outdoor show. Yeah. Yes, Dark Lotus. That's a deep cut. Tina knows the Dark Lotus. I love it. There you go. I got to see the one performance of the original Dark Lotus lineup.
Ooh.
Yes, I think is the only time that they got together at that Toledo gathering before Mars took off.
Oh.
So
wait,
yes.
Sorg. Wait, does that mean? Sorg, can you get Violent J on an 880 show?
Can I get it? No, I don't know. Talk to Facade about that.
I was gonna say
Facade's the buddy, and Joe Dombrowski now is commentator #1 on JCW, so
I'm just saying, think about
George was on it. I don't know. Jay was just showing up to random Detroit shows for a bit there. Like he just showed up to a combat show. He was on commentary. Now that company's deceased. So I'm sure it was unrelated. It's probably the California show that killed him.
If I could have, though I know this is a dream. If I could have ABK or Boondocks walk me to the ring.
Oh my God! Well, you got to talk to the other record label.
It's not exactly. It's a dream. That's all it'll ever be.
Yeah. So you say that, like, okay, they're streaming this tour on YouTube. Chachi messages me because he's been watching JCW and keeping me up on it because I've been trying to catch up. And now they've moved to Triller this week. Some of the concerts are on pay-per-view on Triller. ICP concerts or Wild and Bucks or whatever it is are going to be on Triller TV this week. Ooh. That is so weird.
What a time to be alive.
What a time. I have to pick up the Triller Plus subscription again for this stuff, right?
They might have big money wrestlers on it too.
You know what? Can they just drop the entire Psychopathic video catalog on Triller? I mean, I think there's like an opportunity there. Listen,
wow, we got to WWE Network already. Like the WWE Network style of, can we just like throw everything on here?
Like, why not? Listen, Mike with Triller and everybody else that I haven't emailed in a while at Triller, please just like go all in with the Psychopathic record stuff. Like, why the hell not at this point? Okay, like you got other stuff in there. We got soccer and stuff. It's not go into listen. There's money. The Juggalos don't have a lot of money, but it's just enough money for Triller Plus. Okay, just roll with it. Roll with this, and you're gonna have. I'm sure you're gonna do just fine at that. So
that is your ad for Triller Plus.
Yes. Well, hey, we've worked with them here and there. They carried our stuff for a bit until I just couldn't do the show anymore. So, it is interesting because between that and New Japan's coming back to Triller here next week, which means Missy's going to New Japan next week, which we appreciate around here, sure. So it seems like they're kind of on a rebuild right now. They're still Wrestle Revolver, GCW doing their thing, going back to Hammerstein this next year. So I mean, hey, everything has a fade out. Everybody started the people leave Triller, start their own streaming company. It doesn't work out, and then they come back. Because they're kind of the ones that have been doing this the longest time and have some support behind them. So
just like IndieWrestling.us, You'll come back eventually.
Actually, nobody's come back. They're on their own at this point. So
They don't understand how good they had it.
thank you. We'll not get into that.
You want to live stream your show that just ended like an hour ago?
What's that?
It's like
I've never had to edit my live stream of the Wrestling Mayhem show before. I've strongly considered it in the past, but
So you're the one who like hook people. You'll be like the next day you'll have it. You'll be like it just says do not share with the folk with the public. Who else is doing it the next day?
what?
Because there will be a show Saturday.
Yeah.
You'll have the entire show just maybe like hard cam film.
Yeah, okay.
Like upload just.
And I'm like, do not share this because it's
Yeah.
not edited.
Yeah, and like who else is doing that?
Mm.
0 people.
Yeah, that's why we live edit most stuff, even if we're not streaming it at this point. It's good, so I can be like, go before I go to bed. It's uploading and says, "Look at this link in the morning." Look at this link in the morning. Tell them to buy it this week, please.
Finds out computer had to restart halfway through the download.
Hey, an entire conversation I've had with somebody is about how like I just don't want to post edit the show. You know why I showed up with all my equipment on Saturday? Because if I didn't edit that show, if I didn't do that show, you wouldn't see that show for 3 weeks. If I was not there to do it. And I was like, you want to go live? Might as well go live, And we had a 2-person production crew, period, and put that show out. So,
hell yeah.
I mean, and I will, not to toot, like, Riz, I'll
toot that horn.
2-person production crew live stream looks better with people with 4 people sometimes on certain platforms. I've been told that. I've seen that. And and there's some little things that I wish we could do a little better for Saturday night at APWF. But I'm pretty happy with what we put out there. So, and we'll put the higher quality out because streams gets chunky. Whatever, but especially when you're in the middle of nowhere like Johnstown. But we'll have those matches out here in the next couple of weeks, and we'll look a little bit better, and cool. That's how we do things around here, man. It doesn't make sense, but it's the way it should be fucking done. I much like
that's not good.
Oh god, I have no filter tonight. Much like you guys have, like, there's a way to fucking do a wrestling match. I'm like, there's a way to fucking do a show.
I don't know. You ask some of these people how to do a wrestling match. They just say the dumbest. They say the dumbest shit.
I'm here for the people that are fucking down with the right way to do things at this point, and everybody that we work with is down with that. So, or at least let us do our thing.
Yep,
and influence how that looks.
Yep, and you just hope someone doesn't say something stupid like, "Hey man, I'm gonna give you a power bomb in the first 30 seconds of the match." Huh? You sure? You're like, is that too big? Yeah.
Dude, that was your Saturday night.
Pretty much.
Yeah? Okay. Anyways, we're here with Christian Noir. We're having fun here. Who knows where we're going to go from this. Up next, I'm going to show you the most Indian wrestlingness thing I've ever seen on the internet. Are you ready for this? And also, we want to figure out how we can buy it. We'll be right back after these messages.
I'm Eamon.
I'm Merlin.
And we're a gay.
And his NB.
Are you a reality television connoisseur?
Do you like it discussed from an LGBTQ lens?
If so, A Gay and His NB is the podcast for you.
Hear us break down all your favorite guilty pleasure reality shows from Bravo, Drag Race, and just about everything in between.
Listen to A Gay and His NB on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen to podcasts. I'm Eamon.
I'm Merlin.
And we're a gay.
And his NB.
Are you a reality television connoisseur?
Do you like it discussed from an LGBTQ lens?
If so, A Gay and His NB is the podcast for you.
Hear us break down all your favorite guilty pleasure reality shows from Bravo, Drag Race, and just about everything in between.
Listen to a...
We are back, Wrestling Mayhem Show. Christian Noir is here. Tell me great wrestling stories on the break.
Oh, yeah. Tell them the truth.
That's what Patreon's for. The stuff you won't get anywhere else. Please don't clip it. The Riz is here as well.
You can clip whatever you want. It's the internet.
Yeah, the Rizzler.
Yeah, there you go. That's for Patreon's for your eyes and ears only. Christian, you want to see the most indie-rific thing that I've seen on the internet this week? If I can pull it up. You want to guess what this was? Did you see this going around this week?
Is it the cage?
It's the fucking cage. Also, is it Smoothie-licious? Is that what that was? Booker T's smoothie?
It might
company?
Be. It might be because it's right next. If you turn right off the doors, it's right there in like a little plaza.
Oh, I'll have to look at that. Yes, this is. Somebody said we have the indie style.
Oh,
what is quote indie style? First of all, that means not well constructed or
unsafe,
figured it out.
Unsafe, all types of fuckery.
Was the blue cage, the wooden blue cage in West Virginia, was that indie style? Perhaps.
Oh my God,
that's indie style. That's the whole reason I shot a promotion, because there was a promise of a big blue cage.
Yep, that's indie
and I
style.
shot it, and I accomplished my goals in life in West Virginia, and I'm done. I'm done. Sorry, Wes.
I love VCW to death. VCW's first cage.
Oh, cut my back.
Oh, yeah, everyone was dying. Dude.
So how about this thing? It is an indie-style elimination chamber asking $5,000. Not going lower. Please don't ask. Serious inquiries. It's a 24 by 24-foot cage. They have constructed... looks like plexiglass of sorts, boxes for the wrestlers. They are platforms for outside the ring. Okay, all right. And there's a big fencing that goes around all of said things. It is an open top cage, so I don't know how chamberish, but you do have the mechanism of your kind of pods in here, right? So is there video of this somewhere? I see a camera. I want to see this in action.
Does it have the company logo anywhere?
I don't know.
Is that on the ring on the left ring?
Hold on, what's this? This just looks like that's just probably the place.
No, like on the canvas of the left ring.
Like it looks like an RSW ring, but it can't be. Yet there's nothing.
Is there a door?
I'm sure there is. It's somewhere in here, but you can't tell.
I say we need to buy it.
There's a chair. Yeah. It cost me $9,000 in parts. Share. Will only work on a 16 by 16 ring. 4 pods are surrounded by real plexiglass. 4-foot base that surrounds the whole ring. Yeah. So
look, if it's not Lexicon, it doesn't work.
It's not what?
If it's not Lexicon, it's not working. That's bulletproof glass work.
Oh, okay. Is that what they use in the elimination chamber?
That's what they use for the E. So it's obviously the strongest thing that never breaks ever.
Elimination chamber was better when it was glass.
Yeah, seriously.
But because it's the indie, someone's gonna be like, "Bro, I'm gonna throw you into it," and be like, "Oh, dude, I'm gonna throw you into it," and it's gonna break.
Yeah, I'm adjusting you.
Oh,
just pointing at your mouth, please. Just go. No. Put it in your mouth.
Put it in your mouth.
Just put it.
Do it.
They're going to get notes on this later. Anyways, yeah. So we're going in on this, right, Christian? We're gonna do this in.
That's what their Patreon money's for.
I mean, if it's gonna be anywhere, it's gonna be VCW, right?
Oh, absolutely.
I mean,
here's my thing. Good luck finding the companies in the area. From Pittsburgh to Ohio to West Virginia, good luck finding a 16 by 16 inch ring that one finding 2 16 by 16 rings, and 2 having them on the same exact level.
No. You just need one. Because you look at this again. Look at this again.
Oh, wait, that's 2?
That's one ring. It's not a war game situation.
Oh, I thought it was war games.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like when we did the one company brought their training ring in when we had the cage, because they needed the hat would wrap it around.
Mm-hmm.
So Yeah, so I know at least one place that has a 16. No, I think that's.
I would say this.
Mm.
You just have like you get two companies, right? Have a kind of a war games kind of night, right? Boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
Final matches in there. Wait, there's 4 pods, right?
Yeah. You would do 4 pods and then 2 people start in the ring, so you'd have 6 people in the match typically.
Yup. And boom, boom, boom. Night as the match goes on, one more person, heal, whatever, right? So everybody's in, right? Everyone's in. Match goes boom. Because at that point, there's no rules, right? Because now, like, can officially pin. One half of the roster.
You're still thinking war games.
Shut up. Let me cook. Let me cook here. Let me cook.
Okay.
So,
make your own rules.
Listen. So
it's
we're
indie wrestling. Fuck it.
Fuck it, bro. Look. Then one roster comes down. Like they're gonna be like, yeah, we're about to make an unfair advantage. The other roster comes down, right? Boom, boom, boom. Both rosters are fighting outside the cage. Everyone gets outside the cage, except for 2 people who took bumps. All the guys fall off the cage onto everybody. Everyone's down. 2 last guys in the cage finish the match. I'm not saying let me book this, but look, let me cook here. But we just need one company who's brave enough to drop $5,000 and haggle this bastard down. I'm not going any lower. Yeah, you are. You said you built this for $9,000 and you dropped it $5,000. Oh, you'll go lower to get rid of it. Yeah, you will. Who do you think you are, loser? Anyway, we'll buy this from you for like $3,000. You'll take it on the chin and be happy and ask for more, and then we'll go.
No. We'll give you $3,000 and we'll book you on the show.
Oh, absolutely.
That's how business is done, right?
Oh, without a doubt, you'll get booked. You'll get no hot
thrown
dog.
off the cage. It's fine.
Yeah, no hot dog, no handshake. Be happy you were here, you bastard.
Hopefully, it's one of those shows with pizza in the back.
Oh, without a doubt. You need Beastman in the match.
Oh, yeah.
Know what you do? You have Beastman cannonball somebody into the plexiglass. I'm not taking that bump, though. Fuck that. I'm not doing it.
That's why you're booking it.
Oh, absolutely.
So you don't take the shit.
Absolutely. Hey, where's Joe Murphy at? I got an idea. There's like, remember how you said Beastman broke your leg even though he really didn't? Sick. Do it again. Do it all over again.
And that has been your booking moment from the Wrestling Mayhem show.
Facade, jump off the top of a pod.
Yep.
Well, that's an easy one for him.
Oh, well, without a doubt.
That's an easy one for him. Come on. Between him and Brandon St. James is now the next, by the way, Brandon St. James is the next Facade.
Oh, without
Have you
a doubt.
noticed?
Oh, yeah.
And who's the bulkiest guy in the area?
The bulkiest guy?
Bulkiest?
Like
Collier, right?
Yeah, I guess Collier. Yeah.
We need Collier to do the Bobby Lashley thing where he dives out the cage and takes the cage.
Takes the cage down, yeah.
Collier's strong enough to do it.
That would probably not take a lot of effort to do.
Yeah, we probably don't need to rig anything for that, you know.
Hey, Collier, hit this full speed.
I mean, we did almost have an incident with a fan a couple months ago with one show.
Wait, you almost killed a fan?
Oh no! They're definitely when they were taking the cage apart at one of the shows, the cage kind of went. And thankfully there were known people, you know, but you know, it happens, you know, gets away from you, you know. That's why I say don't put the fan so close to the ring, guys. I was like, anytime it's like, okay, is that where the first row goes? Give me 5 more feet. That's always my recommendation if anybody asks me. Give me 5 more feet. Oh, you're already that? Give me 5 more feet.
Dude, that kills me when I see them. There's only from the cage to the rail.
Yeah.
Where there's only a narrow space and people want to do dives. I'm like, dude, let's not do a dive on this side. Let's do a dive on the entrance ramp side.
Yeah.
But then people will get too excited and they're like, yeah, I'll do it. And then it's either that and then you're either hitting the barricade, sending yourself back, you overshoot, or you hit the person. You can see it so much in CMLL and AAA.
Yeah.
They'll hit the thing and they'll flip over the barricade and hit a fan. And I'm like,
you know, yeah, that gets scary with the barricade.
Even without a barricade, that gets scary.
Yeah.
I've seen it where it's the guy goes outside, seconds later, the other guy jumps over the top. And it's you're about to kill somebody.
Dude, there's this lucha fight. It was Aramis, Black Taurus, and I don't know if it was a Vikingo match or not. It was at Talia Hall in Chicago for Warrior. And they probably have it up, but I just felt like they were just diving. Like the crowd was not that far away and no barricades. And I just felt like they were trying to all murder the front row. The way they just kept sailing into it. And or Mortis, I guess he is now, right? Or Beast Mortis, or whatever he's called now. Like, it's not a small guy.
Yeah, he's huge.
You know, he's got some bulk to him, and he's just like plowing into this front row, and they're all standing up and loving it and thumbs upping it. But it's just like you guys like caught the entire match here. You know.
Oh yeah,
it was crazy.
Like I remember I did that with when I recently wrestled Lee. We were so the spot was Lee was gonna do a dive on me, and I was gonna pull Pagasa into the way last second, so I don't have to take the dive. I told Lee, let me get towards entrance ramp side. So I'm here, and I start walking. I'm halfway. Lee just starts. I'm like, no. And I kind of look up out the corner of my eye. He's already hit the ropes, and I'm like, dude, there is not enough space. Take this shit back to AEW, brother. And he just goes, and I'm like, legit last second, because he came so fast, I pulled Pagasa in. And you just heard this thud. Everyone thought Pagasa smacked her head off the back of the floor. And Lee's like, oh. I'm like, I'm not sure if he's selling it or if he's actually concerned. I'm like, you know what? I told you to come in I told you to wait for me to get over there. It was like, take this shit back to AEW. This is not how we do things on this level.
I love it. Hey, other good news from friends of the show this week. I saw this article being passed around on Monday too. Joe Dombrowski featured on Outsports for having signed his multi-year extension with Major League Wrestling. So, as I like to say, internationally known Joe Dombrowski.
Congratulations, Dombrowski. Proud of you, man.
There you go. And I didn't realize, like, I don't know, just context or just I know the guy, so I'm really kind of like blind to it. But the only lead commentator on a national company.
Oh, really?
So Joe Dombrowski breaking barriers. Gotta give shout outs for him. We were supposed to have him on actually a few weeks ago, and actually he got on the Juggalo tour. So of all things, he was supposed to be on with us last week. So we're gonna have to get him on here in the near future and catch up with the new big news and everything too. And of course, still a announcer for the English feed on AAA. Still, so go. So props to Joe for that.
Hell yeah, Joe Dombrowski.
There you go. Let's give a quick shout out, and then we'll get to what we learned this week. Our good friend Slice on Broadway. Did you grab it? Yeah, you grabbed a Slice before the show, right?
Dude, I would take a life for Slice on Broadway.
Okay, that's an ad. Then maybe I'll put that to a nice jingle on the whole music too. I'll take a lot. No. New York City Stallions made our friends in the Pittsburgh area. Up the Tracks is the OG, the original. Been supporting us for well over a decade with the perfect pepperoni pizza for Pittsburgh podcasting. Thank you so much to those guys for supporting the show. Please, if you are in the Pittsburgh area, they got multiple locations, more than what's on the graphic if you're with us on the video version of this. But definitely support them because they've been supporting us for a while. Thank you so much to Slice on Broadway. Let's find out, chat room, what did you learn from wrestling this week? Riz, do you have one?
I don't have one yet. I'm thinking.
You still working on, Christian? Do you have what you've learned recently in wrestling?
I've learned.
Other than make sure Lee goes to the ramp side?
Yeah, Lee, you bastard. Go dye your hair green, loser. But I learned most people deserve a second chance. Most, not all.
Most, okay.
Yeah, because if you talk to some people around the area, sometimes they needed a second chance. Sometimes they came off on the wrong foot or with a certain attitude, and someone gave them a second chance, and everything is turned around. Like recently, I had an opinion about a wrestler, and I'm like, oh man, this can't stand this guy. Like he gets on my nerves.
Yeah.
But as time has gone on, and I worked a match with this person, I was like, oh, maybe I have this guy all wrong. Parson is he's competent. So I learned, like, you know what? maybe I was too hard. I gave them the second chance of judgment. I was like, okay, I had this person wrong, and maybe they grew as a person, whatever, and also probably people would probably giving me a second chance. Like, I know sometimes I could come off as brash, crazy, loud, uncontrollable, unhinged, and probably some people already have opinions on me about that. But honestly, when the people who probably don't think too high of me, then they give a second chance on me and see that, I can be reliable, funny, I can be, a likable person. I mean, granted, I'm not here for everyone to like me. I know that's not going to be a thing. But for the people who've taken an initial chance and a second chance on me, and I've proved, like, hey, I can be that good guy for you, or I'm not so bad after all. Absolutely.
I think that's important, especially at this phase, in this level and everything, right? Because everybody's developing,
Yes.
in wrestling. Evolving, we talk about like people kind of clicking into place in their presentation and how they deal with things backstage.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like it's you kind of need that. I mean, it's a tough spot to be to begin with, and not everybody gets it right away or has the right attitude, right?
Yeah.
So awesome.
Second chances for most people.
Mm-hmm.
So there's certain people who just do some shit where you're just like, okay, I can't give you another chance.
Yeah. I mean, you could run out of chances, and maybe they'll come around further down the line, but you gotta like let them go, let them walk a path for a while, and you never know. So yeah, you'd be surprised who comes around on shit. From the chat room, we got a lot of stuff going on. Wow, a lot of people popping up here. Partner, you're gonna make me say this one. All right.
Say it.
All right.
Say it.
Ponder
Say
learned.
it slowly.
I learned Sean has a massive binder of women in NXT right now. That doesn't feel good. That does not feel good. So there's a lot of women. Something about like a 10 women tag or something like that next week. They were saying in the chat room earlier. So
I don't know. I feel some type of way about the NXT women. Like, I don't mean to sound shitty about the NXT women. Who am I? But I feel like a lot of women in NXT nowadays don't really have gimmicks or characters.
they don't stick out.
Like,
No.
Like, I'm not trying to sound odd, but like all it is look at my ass.
Yeah.
Look at me shake my ass.
Yeah.
Who are you? What's your character? What can you bring to the ring?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you can shake your ass. Okay, all of you shake your ass.
Mm-hmm.
Why should I care?
Yeah.
That's just me.
It does feel like a little eye candy-ish there right now, doesn't it? So like a lot of until you get to like the Stephanie, Vicor, and Julia's were just amazing. Absolutely. But at least there are a lot of women getting opportunities,
Yes, and that's good.
They have to work even harder to stick out, right?
Exactly.
Even those that were sticking out, I feel like have retracted a little bit. You know what I mean? Like Keani Jordan was somebody that I thought was incredible, but like the last couple of matches, I don't know if it's who she's paired up against, but it just hasn't really stuck for me. But
yeah,
anyway.
Personally, I've lost interest in Wendy Wu. Like,
yeah, I don't like this turn she did.
Like,
yeah,
So they had a casket match tonight. Maybe it was good. I was hearing seeing some things in the chat room about it, but like,
like I like me. I'm very big on character.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Look at you.
hey, it's me.
You are? I couldn't tell with your
I don't know what you're talking about. I thought you were a work rate guy.
Like when they were doing that, like that one faction where she had like the black robes all over her.
Yeah.
That was fucking sick. And they had the one dude that's like the translator. That was money. Then she went to the little nighttime thing. Look, I didn't like it personally. I tried to give it a chance. I didn't like it, but now she wanted to do like a dark character. I cannot stand when people do dark characters. Hear me out. Cause like what y'all should do? Line here, line here, line here. What makes you dark? What makes you have to go to a dark place? What, just because you lose a few matches, you have to become evil? Like, what drives you to be a dark place? And then you have like a actual, like say a actual character like me on the show, who's like in kayfabe, who's lived this life his entire existence, and just because you had a few bad matches, now you're like how can you as a character come to me and be like, I know what's evil? And meanwhile, it's like an actual evil person doesn't carry himself like that. Like a real crazy person. A crazy person will never admit that they're crazy. A real crazy
Unless
person.
your name is Crazy Steve.
Exactly. Crazy Steve is fucking insane. And he just embraces it. But you get where I'm
Yeah,
saying.
yeah.
Yeah, so
He didn't give himself that name. Let's put it that way. And he can't even spell it right. Referee Rosie Jones is in the chat and has something. This week I learned that. Let me get this a little closer. I'm getting old. I learned that there is no way you can go forward if you're constantly looking to the side. You are you, and your timing is your own. My time will come. That goes along with a lot what we were talking about with second chances and people clicking and things like that, right?
absolutely.
So some people get it right out of the gate. Some people need 6 years to figure it out.
Absolutely. You're right on the nose, Rosie. Right on the nose.
There you go. Good vibe going out there. Battle of outside baddies versus performance center hotties. Ooh.
Can't wait to go to sleep. Can't wait to take a nap on that one. Wait when the match is over.
There you go. Tina from Seattle learned. What I learned, Ethan and Trick outdid Taker HBK in Good versus Evil, and just sending positive vibes and thoughts to ELP, Chris Bay, and Vikingo. Vikingo and Chris Bay both, I believe, had injuries at TNA's tapings this past weekend. And Chris was a neck injury, I believe, that got scary. ELP, I did not see what happened. I didn't know if that was related to TNA or some other show. I know he's part of Maple Leaf last week. So, but there was a statement that I think he's out indefinitely. I think New Japan put that out there. So that's rough. Riz.
I learned that along the same vibes as Tina's Trick and Ethan story, I learned that every promo is better with Reverend Devon in it.
Oh?
Yeah, so they had a rap battle. Like they sent out videos to promote their match, both Ethan and Trick. And yeah, Trick Williams brought out Reverend Devon.
Holy shit.
Chat, bring up the videos.
Seriously.
It's yep.
Wow. Side note, not to bring it down, just to correct. Tina's pointing out the ELP, it's actually a form of cancer.
Oh.
So best luck to ELP. One of our favorites here, hoping that he speedy recovery with that.
Yeah,
Yes.
do get well.
Yes. Threw me off. Ethan and Trick had a diss tracks in their feud as well. So I did not get a chance to watch any of those, but I kept hearing about them. They're good?
Yeah, they're good.
Good. Glad to see.
Absolutely.
Good to see. Where was I with things? So, what did I learn from? I learned, you've had a good wrestling night if you're outside yelling whoop whoop to people passing by in the middle of Johnstown.
Oh, absolutely. Because I had to stop my car and let Sorg know.
Yes, with Halls of Illusion. Oh, also, if you bash on Halls of Illusion, you're a horrible person.
Absolutely. This goes out to you, my girlfriend. You know who you are, Alexis Sin. We were riding up to APWF, and like Hall of Illusions came on, and she was like, I was like, man, you're working your way to be single real fast.
And I love they had to ask me about it. We're like, hey, isn't this terrible? I'm like, what are you talking about?
Absolutely. I'm like, where's Sorg at so I can come ruin his day? I'm just kidding. She likes all of Illusions. And then I'm like going on the Juggalo lore with her. I'm like, babe, you got to understand the Mighty Six Jokers card. Like, let me explain to you everything, okay?
She brought up Night of the Chainsaw, so she definitely redeemed.
Yeah, and Sword.
It came up on my list today, too.
It did.
It actually did. Just randomly. It was like the second song after one of my Twisteds. Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
See, so this is why you invited to the wedding, Sword.
There you go. There you go. I can't wait to see what that looks like.
No wrestlers, though. No wrestlers.
No. No, what I learned, hey, I'm really enjoying, actually, seeing APWF in person at the new facility. I couldn't be there last time because I think we were doing a Cleveland show or something at the time. Loving the vibe there in Johnstown. Loving that crowd there, and definitely worthwhile going out there. I think they're coming back in February or March, I think, if I'm not mistaken. So I don't have to go to Johnstown that often, which I appreciate. But no, Bubba's doing a good thing there. Kind of relearning the ropes of what wrestling is right now as far as putting a show together. With social media and things like that. I appreciate because I see this in Erie a lot too. Obviously, we've been seeing this with, I feel like Enjoy and 880 are really good about this in the Pittsburgh area. Like, whenever I see wrestling represented and promoted on local TV is appreciated. And I think he said he was on a couple of things out there in the Johnstown area, So, but that's what works out there, especially if you get away from the city and you're in these smaller towns, if you're in Erie's and Johnstowns and things like that. So it's not just about, I keep seeing, and I don't know what's happening, maybe locally there's a lot of flaring going on, but I'll see something like in the middle of nowhere, Ohio or something. And I was like, I don't know. I don't know what they're doing other than just putting it on Facebook, and I don't think that works for everybody. There's a big discussion about West Virginia markets. Like, no, you got a flyer. These people aren't looking at the Facebook events. It makes a lot of sense. And I also think my favorite thing on Monday Night Raw, because I just realized it's in the other tab that just came up, is the Karrion Kross Miz angle. There's a video that came up recently after Raw last night where you saw that Miz was kidnapped and Scarlett's like, hey, I think we should go help him, and Cross is like, yeah, he's probably dead.
Yeah, just give him.
Yeah.
I mean, give up. I mean, that is probably the most real thing ever, though. It's like, okay, I give up on him. All right, already. Just think about it. If you were in that situation and someone told you, like, hey, Christian Noir just dragged Riz into a manhole, would you go to save Riz, or would you just let it go?
Yeah, he's probably dead already.
Yeah, I'm dead.
You just
I'm
he's
dead.
either dead or wants to be by now, right? yeah, just
Exactly.
It's like I'm afraid to know what else is happening to my body.
Exactly. So I don't blame Karrion Kross on that. It's like, oh yeah, I'm not going, man, fuck that. I'm still alive.
I love it. Like, I love the one like after oh god, who's their manager? Why does that escape me? Ellering. After Ellering got taken out by the Y6 last week. Yeah. Like, there's a post promo they posted. There's a lot. It feels like there's a lot more going on social media now. We're down to 2 hours of Raw, by the way. Like, where Miz is like, I'm trying to get out of here, and then Cross is like, I just lost my guy just took a bullet for you. You're not going anywhere. Like, I love this like boss Cross kind of situation going on right now. Yeah. It is the most like he's in this good spot. Also slightly channeling his Jesse Ventura impression, I feel, in vibe. So
it's good. Like,
it's good. Like, Cross is in a good spot right now.
Yeah, I'll be real. Cross I loved Karrion Kross when I first met him through Lucha Underground. But like, when he came back, like, at first I was like, dude, they have like 2 managers. Like, there's too much going on in this group. But now that they're kind of like thinning it out a bit, it's good. It's good again.
It's kind of like taking that form and being more than just this thing that's happening over here, right? Like, I don't even know why Paul Elling's been there. He's been like, oh, cool, we got Paul, but it's like, but what's he doing, right?
Yeah, he's wearing like white boots, sunglasses. I'm like, okay, you're the manager who's having a little bit too much fun.
It's kind of like, why is Jake Roberts with Roosh and LIJ? It's just like, I don't know what he serves here. Does he know Spanish? I don't know at this point.
Yeah, like,
he made a lot of sense with Lance. Yeah. But anyways, Dexter just choked out Miz as Xavier and Kofi are arguing. Yes.
Yes.
Also, this slow,
just like old times.
This slow Xavier Woods like crawl into bad guyness is great. And I just yes.
I want to point out something. I want to ask you, what if it's a swerve?
Which part?
What if it's Kofi?
Kofi's the one that goes?
Kofi's the one that turns.
I'm setting my firstborn on fire if that happens.
Yeah. Kofi cannot be the bad guy. Come on.
Get that nuclear heat.
Because here's the thing. If you think about it from a common sense point of view, Xavier Woods is right. There's nothing wrong with how Woods approaching this.
Yeah,
no, absolutely.
And then Kofi's is like the kind of the too much optimistic friend.
Yep.
And you're just like, if you really think people,
nah, man, we can do it again. And then meanwhile, like, Xavier's there being like, I'm the only one without a singles championship.
Yeah, and you understand where it kind of gets him a bit. Hey, all my boys were champions.
Yeah.
And now you want to go out here and put us in danger? Like, let's think. I mean, I understand for wrestling, you have to suspend disbelief, and we have to be stupid. Let me run down to the ring as this dude's getting jumped by like 12 people. Let me get in there and get my ass kicked too. No, Xavier's using common sense, and he's now the bad guy for that.
And he didn't really do anything. I mean, and got that boo like when he popped in the ring in that 3-way last night. I was like, all right, this is being played really well. The crowd is noticing enough of it, and then the crowd is going to turn him the rest of the way. Yeah,
because remember when he pinned Rey Mysterio and took his mask off.
Yeah. So it's a lot of fun what they're doing with that.
Yeah, I mean, what do you want to do mid-match? Oh, my bad. Let me put this back on your face. Small package, I lose.
Yep.
Nah.
Christian Noir, always fun.
Thank you for having me. Thank you, everyone, for putting up with me all these years.
You're still, of course, with Rise Wrestling down there in the Uniontown area.
That I am.
I believe you have a big marquee matches with one new ugly.
Yes, I am.
Edric Everhart.
Yep, I'm coming up wrestling Edric Everhart for #1 contender spot to wrestle Donovan Dijak. And, I got my homegirl Pagasa by my side supporting me.
Good.
Hopefully I will not pull her into any more dives outside the ring. Pagasa, my bad. Didn't mean to do that.
There you go. And, of course, follow Panda Newis, I believe. Well, there's Karen Cross again on the social medias and stuff. And follow on the TikToks for the Swole Mandalorian.
Absolutely. I will be soon starting my OnlyFans and spreading cheeks for money.
There we go. The Riz will be not doing any of that stuff. Riz plays games.
Riz will be spreading the front cheeks.
There you go.
There you are.
There you go.
There you are.
And what am I doing? Oh, we would not be here physically live the next 2 weeks, but Riz and I have a project that we're actually intending to hopefully record directly after this. So you will be not without our wonderful voices and faces over the next 2 weeks. So if you want to follow me at Sorgatron to see where I'm traveling to, hint, it's warmer. I'm going to be going down south for work and play for 2 separate trips. So you can follow me on my social medias at Sorgatron everywhere for what's happening there. And we'll see you guys next time. Again, Thursday Night Fights this week is a Halloween special. It's going to be out. It's going to be out at Aaron Woods' place, the wonderful videographer that's been making that stuff look amazing on Thursday nights on his feed. So. Excited to see what's going to happen there. So stay tuned for that. Billy Dixon and Erica Lee against the Den of Desire for a part of the #1 contender tag championship tournament. The winner will face Mikey Montgomery and Keith Hott, who won this past week. So so much more is going to be happening that night. So stay tuned for that on the IndieWrestling.us network. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. We'll see you guys next time, whenever that may be. Mayhem out.
Just wait, just wait, just wait, just wait. Wait for the perfect time, then attack. Don't give up what you want, take it back. Wait for the perfect time, then attack. Do what you
This show is a member of the Sorgatron Media Podcast Network. Find out more at sorgatronmedia.com.